Or maybe he's going to raise this. Make a little bit of a move here. He knows Mattisau does not want to risk a lot of his chips pre-flop. He's going to let it go. Back to Gus Hansen. Always going to defend his blinds. He's going to call this. And we got it 4 ways. Pot just over $20,000.
Queen, full, king.
Well, Gus Hansen's got top pair. 3 spades out there. And not a spade to be had. Dwan with second pair. Mattisau with the gut shot to Broadway straight. Helmuth also has the straight draw, the gut shot. If he hits it, though, he's in a lot of trouble.
Don't think anyone's going to get a chance to catch their gut shot. Someone's going to have a stab at this.
Well, you imagine Hansen with top pair. He should bet this, and he's counting out his chips. What's a good bet here? The pot's 20,000.
I think he's probably going to bet somewhere around the 14 or 16 mark.
$12,200.
Looks slightly less.
And he bets 12,000. And that should get it done. And it does. Nice pot from Mr. Hansen.
Well, Mike Mattisau's up more than Gus Hansen, but one thing you wouldn't say is he didn't get it quietly.
No, Mike the Mouth doesn't do anything quietly. Well, the action is on the mouth.
And you might see a little bit of action with the pocket pair. He's actually been calling an awful lot with his small pairs.
This can't happen, Mike.
But he decides to throw this one away. I'm surprised about that. It's the kind of hand where Mike, who's been a little bit cautious to commit large sums of his money, it's the kind of hand that he might actually be happy to.
6,000.
If he can catch a deuce on the flop. But Tom Dwan's going to raise it up. This is probably what Mike was worried about.
Pretty sure Ivy's going to call this one. Not so sure about Hansen's hand. No, well, Phil Ivey lays it down. Jack 10. Not going to play it.
He definitely goes through phases where he's a little bit tighter than the Phil Ivey we usually know. It's just David Benjamin and Tom Dwan to the flop.
Well, these two are at it again. They played some big pots together.
6.
Not much here for them right now, though.
Check on the flop.
Tom Dwan way ahead here.
Doesn't know that, of course. You can see the percentages don't have to add up to 100, only 86%. That's because 14% of the time it's going to be a chop with a deuce or a 4.
I was kind of hoping you'd choke.
Pot, $26,000 pot. Get a bet from Benjamin, a call from Dwan. And we will see a river now.
10, no change.
Not a very scary card if you're Dwan, is it?
I wouldn't have thought so. If you were ahead, you're still ahead. It does mean a lot of this kind of suited middle connectors that maybe David Benjamin could have been trying to steal with have caught.
Now, if Benjamin bets this, and he does, he bets $28,000 into a $37,000 pot. What would he bet? I mean, obviously 3-5. What else?
Any kind of pocket pair.
Hoping you'd check again.
But he's usually the sort of player that would have raced it up before the flop with a pocket pair, so maybe Tom can see through this.
Check.
I mean, can you make this call with just ace high? It'd be a great call.
This is true.
I think he can.
This is true.
The pot is $65,000. It's 28 to call. Getting a little bit more than 2 to 1 on his money. Now what's going through Dwan's head right now? And Benjamin has shown bluff after bluff over the course of this $1 million cash game.
He certainly knows that David could be bluffing here. I think there's a good chance he'll call this.
$65,000 pot. And it's a $28,000 call, and Tom Dwan is thinking about calling it with ace high.
Nope, looks like he's going to throw it.
One last look.
He's picked them up. Oh,
He
he's changed his
calls.
mind. He makes a great call.
Ace. Me too. He's good.
It's
The
a
ace
great
jack's
call.
good.
What a great call. The internet sensation makes it a fantastic call. And wins himself about a $100,000 pot with ace jack high. Unbelievable.
It was all going David Benjamin's way earlier on. Now Tom Dwan seems to have got his number a bit. He's calling it back.
So at last, things beginning to come together for the poker prodigy Tom Dwan. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back after this.
We're at the FullTiltPoker.net $1 Million Cash Game, where 8 of the best players had descended upon London to battle it out. Button is in front of Gus Hansen.
Not this round. We're taking a round off. I'm mad at myself.
Action is on the mouth.
Let me just steam at myself for playing bad again.
2,000.
Well, Benjamin is going to raise this up, 2,000.
Cool.
And Phil Ivey's definitely going to call that. He could have raised, obviously. Just calls in position with the ace-king.
There are some hands also.
Any particular reason why he didn't raise?
I think he's just mixing his game up. If an ace or a king comes down, no one's going to give him the ace-king.
Oh.
I think he just wants to give himself a chance to win a big pot.
Ivey definitely a master
8, 2.
of changing gears here. Well, both players missed this. Benjamin with the gut shot straight draw. Needs a 9 to hit it.
3,005.
Pot nearly $6,000.
Cool.
3,500 the bet and 3,500 the call.
I know this sounds crazy, but you know,
2.
I just.
Well, if you thought your ace-king was good before, that's not going to change anything.
All of a sudden, I eat. That's why I hate eating. Like all of a sudden, I feel like super duper tired.
Benjamin can win this pot with a 9, a jack, or a queen. Or obviously he can get Ivey to fold.
That would have been energetic.
10.
But I couldn't have stayed
10,000.
in.
You wouldn't have stayed.
If I would have limped and called 9, listen, if I had limped and called 9,000,
And some of the luster off of Benjamin's game here.
Well,
Just a little while ago.
He did catch some cards in the earlier stages.
of course I would have let it.
Just a little while ago. Oh, we get a bet here from Ivey. Actually a call there. And he is ahead.
Yeah, it's a good call with ace high. As long as a queen, jack or 9 doesn't come down.
So what? Still 20. 16,000.
That is not a queen, a jack, or a 9.
I think if David bats again, he'd just be hoping or praying that Phil Ivey has some sort of a draw on this board, because there are plenty. 30,000 the bet from David Benjamin.
And he just got called by an ace high. Can he get called again by an ace?